Right now, without you asking, your heart is beating, your lungs are filling with air, and somewhere deep in your brain, something ancient is scanning the room for threats. You didn't turn any of that on, and you can't turn it off. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The part of you that's doing the scanning, the part that decides whether you're safe, whether you have enough, whether the people around you respect you, that part isn't you, not the you that's watching this. It's older, much older. It was running before your species had a name, before your ancestors had language, before they had fire. It doesn't speak to you. It doesn't ask permission. It just runs. It's not a metaphor. It's anatomy. And right now, it is making your decisions. Your species, Homo sapiens, has existed for roughly 300,000 years. That sounds like a long time until you consider that the core systems running your brain are closer to 3 million years old. 10 times longer. 10 times deeper than everything you think of as human. If you compressed all of human history into a single 24-hour clock, modern civilization wouldn't appear until 4 seconds before midnight. 4 seconds. About the time it takes to read the sentence. Agriculture, cities, writing. 4 seconds. Pick up any object near you right now. A phone, a cup, a key. To the system running inside your skull, none of those things exist. It has never learned what they are. It never will. But the software underneath all of it, that was already running at midnight the night before, and the night before that, and every night for 3 million years. The world your body still thinks you're living in went dark a very long time ago. It didn't get the message, and it's not waiting for one. In the 1960s, a neuroscientist at the National Institute of Mental Health named Paul MacLean proposed something that the field spent decades arguing about. He called it the triune brain. The idea was this: buried underneath the thinking brain, underneath everything that makes you feel like a conscious, reasoning person, there is something much older. He called it the reptilian complex, the basal ganglia. It doesn't think, it doesn't reason, it doesn't negotiate, it scans, it reacts, it controls territory, hunger, threat, and status. That's the entire list. Nothing else is on it. And MacLean's most unsettling observation wasn't that it existed. It was that it has veto power. Not influence, not a vote, a veto. When the ancient system decides something is dangerous, the thinking brain doesn't get a say. The decision is already made. Your body is already moving. The reasoning comes after, to explain a choice that wasn't yours. Here's where it gets dark. That system, the one with veto power over your thoughts, your decisions, your behavior, was calibrated for a specific set of problems. Predators, starvation, being cast out from the group. That was the entire threat landscape for 3 million years. Those were the only things trying to kill you, and the software learned to treat all of them as immediate, physical emergencies, because for 3 million years, they were. Now run that same software in 2025. There are no predators, but there's a performance review on Friday. There's no starvation, but there's an app in your pocket, and somewhere in a glass building, a team of engineers spent years studying your dopamine system so they could keep you inside it. There's no exile, but there's a post that got 12 likes instead of 40, and somewhere deep in your brain, the exile alarm is going off. Same cortisol, same alarm, same ancient body, lit up by a number on a screen. The software is working perfectly. That's the problem. Robert Sapolsky is a neuroendocrinologist at Stanford University. He spent decades studying stress, first in baboons in Kenya, then in humans. His 2004 book, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers, makes one observation that is almost impossible to stop thinking about once you've heard it. Zebras get stressed. When a lion appears, a zebra activates a full physiological emergency. Cortisol floods the bloodstream. Heart rate spikes. Blood is routed away from digestion and toward the muscles. A complete survival response. Then, the lion leaves. And within minutes, the zebra switches it off. Humans activate the exact same response. We just never switch it off. The cortisol keeps flowing. The inflammation keeps building. The immune system starts attacking the body it was supposed to protect. Not because the lion is still there, because we keep imagining it. Right now, somewhere in your body, that process is running. Your heart, the one that's been beating this whole time without you asking, is doing it slightly wrong because of a threat that doesn't exist. That's what it cost you. Think about the last time you couldn't sleep. Not because anything was wrong. Not because there was a real threat anywhere near you, but because your brain decided at 2 a.m. to run threat simulations, the meeting, the thing you said, the unanswered message, the version of tomorrow that goes badly. None of it was real. The brain didn't care. Or think about the last time you opened your phone without meaning to, didn't decide to, just looked up and it was in your hand. The sugar craving you couldn't explain. The anxiety in a room full of people who couldn't possibly hurt you. The rage at a stranger. The need to know what everyone thinks of you, including people you'll never meet. Every single one of those is the ancient program running correctly. Not a character flaw. Not weakness. Not a failure of discipline. 3 million years of survival code, executing exactly as written, in a world it was never designed for. You are not broken. You are the most sophisticated organism that has ever lived, running on firmware that hasn't been updated since before your species had a name. So can any of it change? Some of it? Yes. There is real evidence that naming the program is the first step to not being entirely run by it. That understanding the mechanism gives you something most people never have. A moment of gap between the signal and the response. Not freedom from the software, just awareness of it. Here's what doesn't work. Pretending the software isn't there. Every diet that collapsed. Every productivity system you abandoned. Every resolution made on a January 1st that didn't survive February. That's not a you problem. That's an architecture problem. You cannot delete the program. But you can, for the first time in the history of your species, learn to watch it run. And sometimes, just sometimes, choose not to follow it. Right now, without you asking, your heart is beating. Your lungs are filling with air. And somewhere deep in your brain, the ancient scanner is still running. Still checking. Still deciding whether you're safe. Whether you have enough. Whether you belong. It hasn't been updated in 3 million years. But here's what's strange about that. You're the first version of it that knows it's running. Every human being who came before you, every one of the billions who lived and died carrying the same ancient machinery inside their chest, lived entirely inside it, couldn't see it, couldn't name it. You just did. Yep, you just did. And thanks for watching till the end. If you learned something or still don't know what this video about, then smash that like button. And now, get out of there.